Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-mm-mm. What's up? Hell yeah. Let me see. Let me know if y'all hearing the echoes. Get my sound right. Give me a second. Look at y'all being on time. Proud of y'all. Hell going on here. Mhm. Let me get my everything together. You know when nigga serious when he put his glasses up. Oh, let me focus. See. Everybody with glasses do that same shit when they can't focus. They get the fuck going on. Let me really look at this shit. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hey, we tapped in. I see you. I see you. Let me know. Does it sound good? Sound right or what? Let me know something. Ooh, we. All right, bet. What's up with y'all? As y'all know where to see us. But to everybody, thank you for being on time. Made me feel like y'all care a little bit. I feel like y'all care a little bit. You see, look, yeah, I'm trying to bring a little sun to people because making sure I brighten up motherfuckers' day real quick. A little suit, a little yellow suit. I don't think no wrong with that, amen. To my people over here, y'all know where we at. What's up with it? I will be on Instagram to maybe 9 o'clock. So if you want to be engaged, you want to tap into the conversation, please catch us up on YouTube. If you want to be up here and watch for a little bit, that's fine too. But I'm just letting y'all know. Yeah, I appreciate it. Can't miss it. I appreciate it. That's love. So as we all get to nobody and we get shit going. So if this is your first one, it's your second, third, fourth, welcome to Mental Monday. This place where we express, this place where we're open, this place where we explore, all that. And I got my glasses on so y'all can take me serious. You did. So so when it's time to dive into something, I'm gonna hit y'all with this. So y'all know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tapped in. Make sure I got everything. Let's see. Is it still doing it? I think it's still. It's a little lag, but I can make it work. I ain't worried about it. When did I become a Kappa? 2018. A long time ago. Yeah, I heard the echo too, but I think that's whatever. We're gonna work with that. So if you don't hear, you're gonna hear echo till you come to YouTube. That's how it's working. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So introductory. Thank you everybody for being on time. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth time, welcome back. This Mental Monday thing is a space we've been developing for a long time that we developed and that we've curated to so we can really explore this thing called life. Cause this shit ain't easy. And it's better to have struggle with people. It's better to say I'm not alone in my journey. It's better to say I got somebody that understands what I'm doing. What's up with y'all? It's better to do that. It's better to know that you're not alone in your success. So what we do here today is we create a safe space to explore. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming from IG. Like I appreciate that. You slowly shifted everybody over, but until then, we just slowly up my break. So I got a few house rules. Ain't too crazy. You don't be in my house speak. That's it. Don't come on a black person house and don't say hey. So this is an energy based thing. You're gonna be here. Please be present. Please make yourself prepared and understand this. You have value, which is something I will reiterate through the night. If you think about something, if something's on your mind, please share it because everybody's not completed their journeys to get the information that you have. Some of the things you hold that you might have that you think, oh, this don't mean nothing. It could mean the world to somebody else. What's up with it? Yeah, I see you. So we got to understand that you have value. So the things that you hold on to that you think means nothing can mean the world to somebody else. So please make sure when you get a spark of inspiration, we're having a conversation tonight. Understand that it's not just me talking. Everybody's talking in the chat. Everybody is feeding this beast. So please be present. Um, the three. If you on some weird shit, you will be out of here. We don't play that. We don't play that weird shit. If you being difficult, we'll get you out of it. It's you feel me? I got good news. Okay, that's a bit. If you on the gram, please jump over here. You can engage in the conversation, or you will be hearing this little lag we got going on. I don't know why it exists. I don't feel like fixing it. So outside of that, we grooving. Before we get to everything, I'm just trying to monitor everybody real quick. So tell me this: what is your biggest regret so far? It don't have to be of this year. What is the big regret that you had? I appreciate that. Tapped in. That's love. What's a regret that you have? It could be from years ago. What's a regret that you still that's still on your mind, still on your spirit to this day? So while I get everything together, there's 32 people in here. Let me hear some conversation. You're from the gram. I appreciate that. It's love. Cheese. Consuming too much and not creating enough. That's beautiful. Who you talking? You're talking. Oh, I know why. I got it. I fixed it. I got it now. Okay, we tapped in now. I know why the echo was going. I got it. My stupid ass. It was me. It was me. Whatever. Consuming too much and not creating enough. Rushing certain seasons I was in. Come on, talk to me. I did regret taking time off school. I did too. That was something I regretted too. It's been hard for me to show my mother the love she deserves because of the trauma. Talk. What's your advice on gaining trust back after constant pain? See, the thing is this: trust has an interesting way to transform. Hello, trust can transform into something that teaches you something. So, look, you said, what is your advice on gaining trust back after constant pain? I want to trust, I can trust that you'll hurt me. Trust don't always equal a good outcome. Trust don't always mean what we expect it to mean. Sometimes trust can transform into the thing that protects us from the thing that's hurting us. I trust that you will consistently put me in a place that's not good for my harmony. I trust. We got to understand this thing. Trust don't always mean the better side. Sometimes trust, I can compare and I can know the worst will happen with you. You dig? I want us to really take a step back and understand that trust can exist in both realms. When we talk about trust, we think it's overcoming, we think it's accepting, we think it's achievement. No, when I say I trust a tornado will tear your motherfucking house up if it hit it. We got to trust is also the bad shit too. So if somebody's putting you through constant pain, I can trust that you will constantly put me through this until you show me something different. Hello. That's an interesting way to view trust. We don't talk about it that way a lot. When it comes to trust, it ain't always the good things. Sometimes trust is just the absolute realization of the current event. Me internalizing it, me accepting it. I trust that you ain't about shit because the plethora of times you shown me that, I have to now trust it because that's what you showed me. Mm. So the key in this, and the important thing is this: you said what? Let me see. The word that's very scary to me is constant pain. I don't want you to constantly show up for constant pain. At some point, when it's constant, the only thing constantly you can remove is yourself. If I see that every time I come to this place, this person, this scenario, it's the same outcome, the only thing I can do is remove myself from the occurrence of the outcome. You don't have to constantly show up to be mistreated, constantly show up to be neglected, constantly show up to be ridiculed, constantly show up to be made fun of. You don't have to subject yourself to these things. I need you to learn quickly the places that you don't belong. The quicker you learn it, the easier it is to avoid the places you're not supposed to be. Hello. So I don't even deal in the realm where you deal with constant pain, especially when it's inflicted by a person. We're not going to subject ourselves to that. So once you internalize and you understand that the pattern of this person is pain, it's easy to move around. The pattern of this person is pain. Hello. Yee. Hey, I ain't done. I want to hear some more regrets. I ain't done hearing regrets yet. Talk to me. Talk to me. I ain't heard enough regrets yet. I'm just answering the question in the middle of it. So my advice for gaining trust back: constant pain doesn't equal the trust that most people think it do. What's your take on a one-sided relationship? It's my same take on a car that only has two wheels. It's not gonna drive. You can't have two good tires and the other two bald-headed and expect to drive straight. See, for a car to perform the way it's supposed to, you need four tires that have the same diameter of impact about them. You need four healthy tires for you to drive in a straight line. The moment one of your tires is lower than the other, your car will start to veer this way or veer that way. So when it starts to veer, you start to understand, okay, something ain't right. So you got to have four complete tires. When I say you and your person, it's two people. Two people, you two tires on both sides of the car. Both of y'all gonna roll successfully straight. Both of y'all need to be into what you're trying to do. You need to be healthily included into the relationship. And once one person becomes bald-headed, I'm just gonna use bald tires as a reference, the car will never drive straight again. Or you're gonna be struggling to keep it straight. Don't you hate when you struggling to do something? You must have never drove no car with no power steering. So yeah, some of y'all might be a little too young to know what that is. But when your car run out of power steering, you can turn that bitch, but you're gonna have to use every muscle in your motherfucking body because the car is not helping you turn it anymore. You must have never turned something that don't want to be turned. We got to understand when you say these things are one-sided, I want you to step back and put it in a way where you can contextualize it. Imagine driving a car that only got two good wheels on it. Imagine trying to turn a car that ain't got no power steering. You might can do these things successfully. You might get it to where it's supposed to be, but how much effort did you exert to maintain this straight path that y'all trying to be on? How much is it taking from you to get this thing to work? See, the issue is, for me, when it comes to interaction with people, it's not the issue of loving you. It's not the issue of being open. It sometimes becomes the issue of how much it takes for me to love you, how much it takes for me to get through the obstacle field it takes to love you, how much it takes me to deal with the consequences of this. So it's what comes with you. It's the repercussions. It's how much effort. I don't advocate for one-sided. Can you do things by yourself, but you won't enjoy it? It's no enjoyment in one-sided. Nothing in this world works one-sided. Everything needs something. The same way a plant needs the sun, it also needs the moon too. You can't just put all your plants directly in the sun, even though they need sunlight. You got to know when to take this away. The sun got to set at some point, and it got to chill. It got to be an exhale moment. It can't always be this. It has to be some, hey, hello. It can't always be there, and you have to respect yourself to know when you're exerting, when you're putting too much energy into something that should be a little bit more natural. Now, I'm not saying don't work for something that's worth something, but when the work starts to feel unnatural, you will know. When it starts to feel unnatural, you will know. Damn, I ain't supposed to be doing all this. I ain't supposed to be doing all this now. God damn. When you get into that space, it's time for you to move around. I regret allowing others to treat me less than what I deserve. Self-respect is everything. Talk to me. What if one partner puts in financially, but the other one puts in emotionally and physically? Is that considered off balance? It's not. I know the fuck this nigga not calling me. I know he not calling me until Monday. I know my little brother did not just call me. Whatever. I ain't gonna. He just pissed me off. He just pissed me off. What if one partner puts in financially, but the other one puts in emotionally? Oh, is that considered off balance? It depends on the dynamic of the relationship. Because look, an important thing in life is what you agree to. And the contract and the terms of endearment in your relationship are very fucking important. What you agree to is your relationship, and also what works for you works for you. Now, you said one partner puts in financially, the other puts in emotionally and physically. So I don't know to what extreme that is. If you're saying this partner pays for everything, I don't know. Are you saying but the other puts in emotionally and physically? Is that considered off balance? It depends on the parameters of our relationship. Like what type of relationship are we talking about? And I can go a little deeper into that. Mm, I regret playing small when I need to be playing big. Talk that shit. Don't be afraid to take up your space in the room. Don't be afraid to take what's yours. Don't be afraid because it won't be comprehended. Don't be afraid to actually stand up in your space, especially when it's deserved. I'm not talking about projection. I'm not talking about delusion. I'm not talking about none of that crazy shit. When you work hard, you play hard. And when you plant your seeds and your life comes to you and your new season come to you, don't you dare stutter when it's time to accept it. Hmm? Hmm? When it's time for you to accept your new reality, don't you stutter when it's time to accept it. You have to take it. You got to be there. So the way I would say that is take up your space, because that was something I was afraid to do when I was younger. Coming up when I was in college, when you looking back at my younger self, I was so small. I was small because I was afraid to expand. I was afraid to really stand up in me. I was young as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, and looking back, I'm like, damn. Me seeing me now, I'm like, damn, I was real small then. Small as hell. But that was because I was afraid to accept my destiny, afraid to accept my path fully. And then that's gonna lead us into what we talking about tonight. Why pretend when the real you is enough? Why pretend when the real you is enough? What's going on? Everything. Life is going on. It's good. You said we go 50-50 on everything, but when it comes to dates, they pay. Then you don't go 50-50 on everything. I don't know. Does that if that works for you, I swear it works for you. I'm not here to change people's dynamic of their relationship. I'm just saying, I just want you to know that healthy is the most thing. Healthy is the best way to do it. If that's healthy for y'all, do y'all thing. I'm not gonna stop nobody's sunshine. But I will say, if it's emotionally unhealthy, if it builds resentment in your partner, that's not a good thing. And even if you're getting everything you need, but it's taking all of them to give you everything that you need, and they're nothing for themselves, you're doing a bad job. I'm only talking about the motherfuckers that care about their person. You really have to monitor how much giving you what you need takes from them. I'm talking about real partnership. I'm not talking about this aesthetic shit that everybody's pretending to know about, everybody's pretending to talk about because it's a hot take. 50-50, the numbers cool, whatever. It boils down to perspective of your partner. Do you care enough to see how much it's taken from them? So As long as it's healthy, do your thing. And when I say healthy, I'm not saying healthy based on your perspective. I'm saying healthy based on how you get what you get and how they give what they give. Is this a healthy amount? Because you can take everything from your partner. You can become very selfish trying to be pleased in a partnership when you don't take account of, oh, damn, this is actually taking a lot from them. This is actually hurting them, but they're giving me what I need. They're giving me what I want, but it's actually turning down a light a little bit. And that's just something to think about. Don't let nobody tell you what your relationship should look like. I want you to be successful in that, but I also want you to be careful and cognizant of the patterns that you create with your partner. And then I don't want you to accidentally put them in a place where they feel relegated to just money, just this, just that. That's the word. That you don't want to put your partner in a place where they're only this or only that. That's all I'm saying. So make sure you have those conversations. Make sure you're open and say, hey, am I putting you in a space where you feel expressive? Am I putting you in a place where you can open up to me? Do you feel safe? Are you happy in this or everything? These are conversations you have to have in a successful relationship. Or we can aesthetically neglect everything and just keep it cute. I wouldn't advise that one. Yeetity. But yeah, so back to the main point. I'm gonna tell y'all how I got to that, how I got my lesson for the day. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Why pretend when the real you is enough? That's a big one. That's a big one because I want to make sure we tackle it slowly. I'm not trying to speed through this one. I'm trying to make sure everybody understands what I'm saying when I say it. So my cadence might slow down a little bit. Why pretend when the real you is enough? That's an interesting question. I'm gonna tell you how I got to this realization today. Yesterday, as I was skating, this guy lied to me to my face about 3 weeks ago by being in my fraternity. You dig what I'm saying? So something in his mind told him that the self that he's presenting, the self that he really is not enough. So guess what I got to do? I got to pretend to be this. And it's not, I'm not the perp police. I'm not going to catch you perping. But if you are, it's going to come out because you can't hide that. You just can't hide noob shit in Dallas. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So 2 or 3 weeks go by. My little partner catch him last night. He pulled me to the side and said, hey, bro, hey, see, that y'all know I ain't lying. So we at the skating rink. My little partner pulled me to the side and said, hey, bro, that dude perping. I said, bet, let me go talk to him. Let me see something. Because at that moment, it wasn't about you perping a frat. It was about you lying to my face and saying you was good. It's not my job to investigate. I don't care. It's going to come out. But when it come out, it's always a conversation. Amen. Right. So the dude started going out. I said, hey, bro, at the end of the day, you don't respect who you are enough to accept your journey, to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm proud of this and that. I don't feel the need to pretend because I've already accepted the validation of who I am. You dig what I'm saying? It messed me up. For one, you lied to me. And for two, you felt the reason to lie because you needed to lie to be cool with me, to associate with me. That's not what it is. And I hate that you put in a space where you won't even accept your season because it don't quantify, it don't equate to what you think it should be. And I was sitting back wrestling with it and I said, what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? That's almost like telling God, what you made ain't enough. Hello. That's almost like telling God that his creation, whatever you believe in, that's almost like telling whatever God you believe in that when they created you, you ain't enough. That's like saying, nah, God, I want to be something else. And God telling you, you enough, but you don't believe that. So now you got to pretend. Now you don't want to accept. Now you stuck in this pretend. It made me so mad. It made me so mad because one, the frat shit was cool. I get it. I get real mad about this noob shit. I go there about that. But the deeper level in me, the psychology side of me, the caring side of me was like, damn, I hate the fact that you're in a space where you even had to lie about what you are. That's a whole nother, it goes deeper than that. Because at some point you don't love yourself enough to present yourself as you are. The person that you really are doesn't look aesthetically like you think they should. So you start pretending. And then what we talked about a few weeks ago, you practice, you become great at what you practice. If you learn how to pretend, what did this one little piece of, I want to get it, but I think I'm gonna knock my computer over. The more you practice something, the better you get at it. And you will start to internalize these things, internalize pretending, internalize being avoided, internalize being a people pleaser. This is not something that develops in one day. This develops over a long period of time of doing the same thing. So if you practice pretending one day and you keep practicing, you'll become great at it. You practice, you get great at whatever you practice. So you got to make sure the things that you're practicing are actually pushing you forward. And when I say that you're enough, you have to believe that ultimately with your spirit. I can't make you believe that you're enough. I can't, it's nothing I can tell you to validate that you're enough. You have to be the one. It has to be a self-affirmation, a self-acceptance that you are enough. That's not my job to tell you that. It fucked me up, dog. It fucked me up bad because I'm like, nigga, you lied to my face for what? You could have just said, hey, my name is such and such. I don't even know the nigga name, but your name was enough. You didn't have to do that. Lame ass nigga. Now I'm mad. Because one, you lied to me. And two, unnecessarily, whatever. I say all that to say, the moment your life will really start, the moment you accept that it's yours. Your life will honestly start the moment that you accept that it's yours. And we have a lot of people pretending, trying to shape shift, trying to do all these things. And then you look up and you forget who you really are because you neglected that person a long time ago. You ain't seen the real you in a long motherfucking time. You've been pretending for so long, you become professional at being somebody that you're not. You done tricked yourself to think that it's growth. You will trick yourself in thinking that it's growth, but it's actually pretending can fuck you up because it'll let you do all these things and it'll let you continue to do it. And you think it's growth. You think you change it. You think you know. When the only thing that you're actually doing is neglecting. You're neglecting this side of you. You feel me? Volunteer to lie. It don't even. Unnecessary things get unnecessary results. Huh? Say, I couldn't do it. What's up with y'all? I couldn't do it. I promise you I couldn't do it. But as we transition, I want y'all to talk to me. What's next? Where we going next? I got some things to talk about. I got some things to cover. But while we doing that, I want to make sure I'm getting everybody else's perspective too. So talk to me. What we talking about next? Y'all already know what's in here. This tea got me right. This tea got me right. Fuck y'all talking about, man. Yeah. What we talking about tonight? I done put on my Billy D. Yeah. Talk to me, baby. Yeah. What's your opinion on white lies? I don't care what color the lie is. It's unnecessary. Because we do, and I'm gonna give you an example of a white lie, blue lie, black lie. I don't give whatever color you put to it. It don't matter to me. The lie is the lie. I made it my business a long time ago to stop lying about things that didn't mean anything. To where I didn't want to be in a situation where I had to lie to keep you feeling your way. I didn't want to be I didn't want to say, hey, now hey, you were just on my mind. That's a lie. I even stopped lying to people that I was interested in. Like I had to really take out the baby lies that coddlement, the lies that don't really mean nothing, but they help push everything forward. Nah, I was just thinking about you. You on my mind. You do. I only tell you what exists, and it's not my fault. I don't want to get too caught up in how you deal with the truth. I just made the truth my main priority. I made the truth my prerogative, whatever Bobby said. So I don't care what color the lie is. It don't matter. I don't get caught up in the semantics of which ways the lies can exist. You steal a candy bar, you steal a car, you steal a thief type shit. So once you start to give everything the same level of responsibility, you take it away. Because if you can justify it, you do anything. I just said that, man. I ain't really mean. I ain't really lie like that. I ain't really. I'd rather you eradicate it all. I feel like people that ain't Greek look at it and really don't know what it takes to be Greek or pledging. Like, oh, for sure, for sure. Come on now. I'm gonna talk to somebody. I don't know why people, in my mind, I don't know why people look at Greekhood as an elite thing. I don't, because I'm Greek, I'm not better than nobody. It's a decision I made that's devoted to my people that's born out of suffrage. Greek shit wasn't about partying and shit. That's not what we did that for. We made fraternities and sororities to survive. I don't think people understand the urgency that Greekness was. It was an urgency for us to do that. Yeah, come on now. That fraternities were born out of urgency, out of survival. It wasn't born out of enjoyment. It was born out of suffrage, survival, preparation. We had to do these things to survive. So if you want to talk Greek, talk to a person that really loved the history of it. And I don't care what fraternity you pledge. I don't care. I don't treat my shit like a gang. Oh, the Qs, they cool. Sigma's cool. Iota's cool. Whatever you chose, as long as you chose to do something, I don't care. I'm not looking for another reason to be different than you. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I do this totally different. And I don't like when people, oh man, shit, I should have been. If you could do it, cool. If you can't, that don't make you better than nobody. It's just something that I did. But one thing I will never appreciate is you lying about that. It's no point, because it don't make you no more important. It don't make you it don't give you no more emotion. Yeah, it do. I just lied. Let me stop that little bitty lie, that white lie. You do get motion, but it's only from people that's projecting you to be better than them. We have to understand sometimes the attention comes from people that only assume that you're better than them. It's not really attention, it's appeasement. I'm gonna fuck with you because you got to be special because you got that. We got to be careful how people treat us. It's not always about what you have, it's how it can affect me. It's, oh, I want to be next to you because you this or that. They don't want to get to know your name. They want to know what you into, what you about, what's over you, what's before you. Come on now. You don't have a first. Do I use TikTok? A little bit. I got a little following over there. Little, why you ask? But yeah, y'all know how this shit go. But talk to me. What y'all feeling? But I'm liking your questions. You done had 3 or 4. I see you. I'm just letting you know. I like when people tap in. When you consistent, when you actually feed in the conversation, this is when it becomes good. Because this experience, the live, this live is only as live as y'all let it be. It's based on interaction. So what y'all give me, I'm gonna turn into something, but you gotta give me something. Or we can sit here and shoot the shit all night. We can go as deep as y'all want to, or we can be as shallow as y'all need me to be. It's kind of up to y'all. But I don't want to go through my shit, because if I get through everything, I'm gonna end the live. So hey. It really be a headache. Like when I was in school, I was always I'm telling you, it's crazy. Because they banning TikTok. I don't care. I'm not one of the people that really care. Oh, if you are on Instagram, I'm looking over here, but I'm not really paying attention. Like, this is just a reminder to come over to YouTube. So if you're here, you have a little time to join in, to really tap into the conversation and to really pour into it, please come over to YouTube. If not, you can just watch, but I don't want you to think I'm ignoring your question. It's just I can't look at both at the same time. So YouTube is the priority. So if you want to add to the conversation, or you got questions you want to ask, please come over here. Do you think people who pretend live in a fantasy and live in fantasy and reality? I won't say that. Can I say that's a reason why? It's a million reasons why people pretend, though. It's a lot of emotional reasons why. It's a lot of physical reasons why. There's a lot of spiritual reasons why people pretend. A lot of people disqualify themselves from happiness. That's my full name, Deveja. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it in there. Let me go and tap in with you real quick. Yeah, it's the YouTube right here. Yeah, just tapping my name in that John. You should see me on there. But we have to be able to have the conversation to understand why people pretend. And people pretend for a lot of different reasons, spiritually, physically. They don't think they look the part. They don't think they don't have the status. They don't think they look aesthetic enough. They don't think, man, say it's a lot of reasons why. So I can go a million ways with that. But I don't want to because no matter what your reason is, it's no justification of not accepting you. Hmm. So when I say you are enough, it will alleviate the need to pretend. I don't want you to I don't want pretend to even be in your motherfucking vocabulary because in order for you to pretend, you have to neglect. Huh? I'm finna get to you, bro. In order for you to pretend, you have to neglect. You can't say I love myself and you pretend somewhere. That's almost like one seed of doubt. You can't have a seed of doubt and want to be successful. Yee. Hello. The moment you start to pretend, you instantly start to regret. And you will never be complete if you don't accept everything about you. Hey, now you good. I'm finna read this book you put in here. This is everything. Hey, I appreciate that. I never know who I'm talking to, but I know I'm saying some real shit for somebody that might need it. So when I advocate for y'all to open up and give us questions, it's because you don't know what's gonna hit you. You don't know what's for you. I'm just fully in this energy right now. I don't know who I'm talking to specifically, but whatever I say, hey, take it with you, please. If you need me to expand, do that. When I say this is a conversation, this ain't no motherfucking sermon. Yay! The ebook, we can talk about the ebook. That's coming up too. I'm probably gonna drop that next week. Okay, let me go. Let me read what you put now. My question tonight. So I recently started talking to this young lady going on 7 months. And from the conversation to the time we spend together, it's almost perfect. Okay. So I'm coming up. It's gonna be a plot twist. Recently, I moved to another state. And at the end of the summer, we were supposed to move in together. Oh shit. Okay, you're taking me for a ride. I'm invested. But since I've been in a new state, I've started to reconsider if I want to live with her. Hmm. I never had my own space before outside of my own room. That's big. Okay. And I'm convinced this is a sign that I may be completely ready for a relationship considering something that truly bothered me. Okay. It's not the fact that it's bothering you. It's the inner version of you that needs your space before you can cohabitate it. Before you can invite someone in, you have to enjoy. Before you can give someone you have to enjoy you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want the relationship. You just want the space that you need for you now. You ain't ever you At some point you have to do these things so you don't neglect it. You will fuck around and accidentally hate this person and they doing something they don't even know. They're doing something deeper. They're neglecting your intellectual property inside of you. You don't have space to give because you haven't enjoyed the space yet. I'm not going to invite nobody over till I get my house right. And getting your house right is emotionally exploring everything about you. It's taking the time, taking the space to actually set that. Oh my God, taking the space to really align yourself with what you need before you have company. And when I say company, that's a relationship. Before you invite somebody over, you got to really love you enough to know everything that's inside of you. Hmm? So I'm gonna tell you this. It's not you saying no to the relationship. You just need to be selfish with you when it comes to space right now. It's not about her. If everything is good, it's still good. It's not bad. But you also have to be in an honest space to say, I need this for me right now. You can't move in yet. Because I'm still learning to live with myself. I'm still enjoying this. And that doesn't mean you have to be single in the physical world. But I have to really get my house together before I invite company over. So I don't want you to misconstrue the two, and I don't want you to be confused by the feeling, and I don't want you to neglect it or push it away. That's a real feeling that you need to experience. You need your own shit. Hmm? So it's nothing wrong with y'all being separate but together. Hello. Won't he do it? Ain't nothing wrong with y'all being separate but together. Hmm. And that's good though. That's a good conversation, and it's actually good that you're tapping into that emotion. That's what makes me. That should make me proud because the worst. So pretending is really gonna be into everything all night, and the first person you tend to start to pretending with is yourself. Oh shit! I'll go, come on in. Knowing a piece of you wants to be by yourself. So you start to pretend when you ignore that inner voice, your inner child, your inner spirit, when you ignore that small voice that's telling you, now you really don't want company today. You really don't want to do that. You start to ignore it and you start to pretend so you can be present for that person. And then I'm telling you, resentment starts to build very easily. It don't take much to start building that little snowman of resentment. It don't take much. It don't take a lot of snow. Are they on a high speed chase outside? God damn, they got 5 stars. Okay, whatever. For y'all on the gram, I'm about to jump off here. If you're trying to jump into the conversation, please meet me on YouTube. I'm going to get off this thing. This is just a reminder. So I appreciate y'all for tapping into this. But if you're trying to really lean into it, catch me on YouTube. Yeah, get that motherfucking ass out of here. Okay, you really like her, so let that exist. That it's like duality is it always exists, but it's not always easy to understand. Yay! It's not always easy to understand. Duality is a thing where I like you, but I still have to work on me so we can still be together. You can still make this work. You can still go day by day with that. You can still build that relationship. Y'all just can't move in together yet. You feel me? That's it. That's it. And bring that to her and let her see how she processes that. So when they say just let it play out, what they mean? Are they saying go through with it and just what they saying by that? Like bring me into that. But while you're doing that, I'm gonna take a segue into the ebook because for y'all that don't know, I am dropping an ebook very soon, very soon. And it's when I say it's the realest shit you're gonna read, I'm not making no ebook of step by step. I'm giving you an emotional guide to work through social media. 21 pages, maybe 22. It ain't gonna be long, but it's gonna be so much, so many keys in there. What I got in there, I got a template I was sending to brands in 2019. I'm really giving y'all the real shit. When I say y'all gonna enjoy this, ain't nothing too crazy. It's gonna be something that's I'm making an ebook for y'all, but it took me a long time to finish it, and I had to be pushed to finish it. And she T pushed me to finish that. She was like, "Nah, you need to go on and get that out." And I had to realize a hurdle I have within myself. It's because I'm a creative for real. I don't put importance to things I create. I just make shit. And it takes somebody to come along and say, "Hey, what's that?" "Oh, that's just something I did this." And I don't know if anybody else struggles with this because I create so much. I don't put importance to what I create. I just make shit. And I look up and I done made this. I done made that 6 months ago, 2 years ago, and I didn't do anything with it because it didn't have importance to me. It's just I have to create to live. Creation is what I am. So it just took somebody to say, "No, you need to go and launch that." So I got something for y'all, for real, for real. My OG and brothers are saying let it play out. I wouldn't advise that because I don't want you to make a decision born of accidental intention. I'm gonna give you the real. I'm gonna give you the psychological side of this. Am I saying that they're all the way wrong? They're not. But I want you to have every side of this square so you can make a full decision. I would rather you make a decision based on information than assumption. Oh, just let it play out. I don't. That's not what you do with that because that's a serious thing. It can be a lot of hurt or a lot of joy that comes out of these decisions that we make, especially when it incorporates somebody else. So you letting it play out is almost a selfish thing to do because it relinquishes you from accountability. You know what I'm saying? So I think you're in a good place. I just think that conversation needs to be expressed and then explored. That's it. Don't overthink it, but also don't under present your emotions about it. Say exactly how you feel. If you don't like it, if something in you saying I don't want to room with nobody, I don't want no, that's just what it is. But that doesn't mean I don't want you. That just means I need to develop this before I invite you into that. Because The way we show up is the way that we are received. Hello. The way you show up is how you are received. And I don't want you to rush showing up somewhere to be unprepared. I don't want you to rush and get somewhere on accident, driving the wrong with no intentions. So it's a very, very, very deliberate way to approach that. So letting it play out, I wouldn't advise that. Can you do it? And you might, everything might work out. I'm not saying that it won't. But it's when it comes to emotion, when it comes to the inner voice, letting it play out is it's almost going against it. That's just me though. You should definitely say something right now, because the best thing you can give someone that you care about is a choice. The best thing I can give you is honesty. I have to give you a choice and tell you what's up. I don't want to spring things on you when it comes to me emotionally. None of that. That's the most sucker shit ever. That's the craziest shit ever. When it comes to people, human beings, the best thing I can give you in life is a choice. Hello, what's up? On days when you don't have the emotional capacity to handle someone wanting to talk and vent deeply, how do you convey that? That you cannot deal with it right now without coming off as dismissive. Now, it has to be a place where it's a hard stop between communication between you and the person. Because when I say respect for people, when I say you could be feeling something, but you also have to have enough awareness to understand who can handle what you're feeling. And don't say something is too much for me without asking, but also don't give me everything without asking. It's a beautiful place. You got to have a level of respect even when you're going through something. So, hey, that person if they come and dump something on you when they want you to listen, they also have to have the respect to ask, hey, do you have the space to receive this right now? So it's a respect both ways. If I don't, I can tell you that. But it has to be built. That dynamic has to be shaped. It does not create itself. So when I say the work, when it comes to developing the dynamic between you and a person, I ain't even talking about relationships. I'm talking about friendships. When it comes to developing the dynamic, you got to work on that. You got to make sure that respect goes both ways, where they're not just dumping on you, and you dig what I'm saying, and vice versa. So when you don't have that space to listen, it's okay to say you don't. Respectfully, I ain't got the space to process that right now. And then we can't dictate the way we're gonna respond based on the way we can't dictate our answer based on their response. If you're gonna tell the truth, just like honestly, the truth is so much better. The truth in any situation is so much better. When I tell you, it's so relieving to be able to just tell the motherfucking truth, to not be people pleasing, because it does you a disservice. Yeah, you present for them, but you're absent internally. Hello. And that's a foolish ass way to present yourself. I'm present for everybody else, but absent for myself. I'm everything for everybody else and nobody for me. And that's through a pattern of people pleasing. And we gotta cut that shit out ASAP. You gotta be able to say no. No, I ain't got that today. That's not in stock. You can't buy that. I'm fresh out. I'm fresh out. Give me a little time to restock, to restore, to replenish, to clean up. God damn. But that's a boundary that you have to create. And that's an atmosphere that has to exist within a respectful, with the honest, with the even friendship is what I'll say. With the even relationship, it has to go both ways. I have to be able to tell you, I don't want it to be delightful when I tell you yes. And then sorrow when I say no, I don't have it. I'm not there. So respect is so big in this. So when you don't have it, don't have it. Don't pretend to have it. Don't try to find it. It ain't there. And you got to respect me enough and care enough for me to say, okay, it's no other debate after that. It's no justification after that. Yee. As a man, how do you deal with emotions on a day-to-day basis? I'm a bit different. I would say I'm a little bit of an outlier when it comes to the emotional front. I write in my journal every day, everything. A to Z. I don't hide nothing. I write everything in my journal. I'm a very expressive man. So when it comes to I don't ever deal with emotions. I don't deal with them. I walk through them. I embrace them. So dealing with something, it means that you don't want to do it and you have to go through it. The moment I start preparing myself emotionally to handle any emotion, if I gotta cry, I'm gonna do that. If I feel mad, I'm gonna be that. I'm presenting myself as myself. And I had to come to the reality that emotions have power, but they also have experiences too. So I have to be willing and brave enough to be experiencing these emotions, be a full person. I can't say I'm a man yet until I can feel sadness, until I can feel anger, until I can feel these things respectfully and walk through them and come out on the other side with my lesson learned. So it's a little different. So I don't deal with emotions. I enjoy them. I enjoy the ride. Whatever it is, I take it. It's mine. I don't reject, I don't neglect, I don't do none of that. I'm a very present person with it when it comes to my emotions, but I'm very different. Men's mental health has just became a thing. If I'm trying to pinpoint when it became a thing, maybe 5 years ago. So this is fairly new. And I'm optimistic that the conversations will start to lean this way. The more we talk about it, the more we embrace, the more we accept it, the more it becomes normal. We'll start having more conversations like this, and men will start presenting themselves in spaces like this. But until then, understand a lot of people that you see every day are pretending. And when I say pretending is going to be a big word today, I mean it, because the more you see it, the more you're going to start to notice it. A lot of people are just pretending to be okay. I'm just pretending to be present when I'm actually emotionally absent. I'm not here right now. I'm just doing what I got to do to get through this. Hmm? I'm telling you. And if you want to learn how to journal, I have a journaling YouTube video that I posted maybe a year and a half ago that'll help you, because journaling definitely saved my life. It changed my life. It was crazy. So, how do I do it? I enjoy it. How do you feel about being the last person to text or waiting on other people to reply to initiate conversations? Is that playing with mind games or just wanting reciprocity? Ooh, reciprocity. I like that word. Um, we have to be, as long as you're being aware that life happens between the time that y'all talk, you got to respect life between y'all. Where it's like, you don't instantly become somebody else's priority. You don't supersede their life yet. It's a choice to make you important. So until you become the natural cadence of somebody, it might be a delay. I'm just giving you the main thing before we break it down, because I used to be a person that didn't care about what you was doing. When I hit you, hey, hit me back. But then that was me being selfish, thinking that, oh, I deserve to reply every right then and right there because I sent it and I said it and my emotions are real and I said this when I said it. We have to understand that life, the earth still gonna spin if I sit in this chair all day, the earth gonna spin one time. It's a lot of shit that goes on outside of my perspective, and we have to be respectful when it comes to intruding in somebody else's space, when it comes to injecting ourselves into somebody's life. Hey, I text you, woo woo. Damn, I might not have the capacity to reply. I might have been busy. I'm not a person that justifies games. I'm not talking about somebody playing with you, trying to manipulate you. I'm speaking on a very neutral place. So how do you feel about being the last person to text? Um, I just like honesty. But what I won't do is be in a place where I'm not wanted, and I can feel that. And then the moment you feel that emotion, bring it to them. Hey, I feel like I'm the one leading these conversations. Is it because of this? I don't want you to assume a motherfucking thing. I'd rather you ask and get the answer, even if you don't like the answer. Hey, I'm starting to get the vibe that I'm putting more into this. Are you still interested? Because I don't want to assume that you're not, because I'm not around you. I don't want to misscrew. I don't want to misinterpret something that might mean nothing. I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. You dig what I'm saying? So the moment you start to feel that feeling, present that feeling. And I'm starting to really advocate for that now. When you feel it, give it. Even if it's not, even if it's not resolved at the moment. I might have to give you an incomplete feeling, but I'd rather you give me an incomplete feeling than you wait for it to be a masterpiece and we already fucked up before the end. because it might take you 2 to 3 weeks to become a full feeling that you can express all the way. If I'm your person, if we talking, I'm getting to know you, I want you to be comfortable with giving me things incomplete. Because me as your person, if I'm interested in you, I don't mind working it out with you. And that's what a partner is. So that's why I always advocate you're never too broken or never too unseasoned. You're never too this or never too that for love for the right person. You can come to me incomplete. I will help you to complete the puzzle. That makes sense. That's what consideration is. Hello. But you don't give all the apples off your tree if they're not giving theirs. As a man, I'm truly no problem. It's all good. It's when I tell you it's love, like we having good conversation, like we talk about real shit here. Like it's love. Like this is what we supposed to do. This is supposed to happen. I'm shit. As a man, I'm truly trying to feed into my inner emotions. I journal as well, and I see a different world as I do. You're gonna see a difference. The moment you try to change, when you start changing, shit is gonna look unfamiliar. You're gonna realize you're gonna go to a funeral, and that first funeral you ever gonna go to, that first real funeral that you're gonna feel the most is when you gotta bury an old version of yourself. The first, you're gonna start going to funerals more often. The more you grow, you're gonna start burying versions of yourself that ain't good for you no more. That ain't this, it ain't that, that's not sustainable, that's not ethical, that's not this, that's not moral. You're gonna delete a lot of versions of you that's not supposed to exist. They're supposed to pass away. So as you grow, you're gonna see a lot of things about yourself come and go. You're gonna see a lot of versions of yourself die. Because if you want to be the butterfly, the caterpillar has to die. It has a totally different name. If you want to be comfortable being a caterpillar, cool. But don't be mad at the person that gave away that space to be a butterfly when you could have did the same thing. But you're afraid. You're so comfortable being this caterpillar. You don't want to grow. You don't want to pass away and actually ascend and turn into this beautiful thing. You have to do it, or you're gonna remain what you are. I'm not gonna make you become a butterfly. Hello. Yay. Hello, I'm not gonna make you become a butterfly. I think you may have said it already, but I assume your emotional safe space is journaling. It's one of them. What is your take on men exploring and finding their safe space to feel emotions? It's mandatory. What I want is people to understand that this emotional output, this emotional dialogue, this exchange is not optional. The way you experience your life when you're growing and when you're supposed to go through these seasons and when you're supposed to get these skills and you're supposed to experience life like that, this is not something that you can maybe do. That's like getting a car with no brakes. You can't do that. It's mandatory for you to have some things when it comes to emotional intelligence, when it comes to exploring these emotions and these feelings and actually being open and presenting yourself to them. This ain't no fucking option. And you see the people struggling with life because they're treating it like an option, like it could happen. No, it's guaranteed, it's needed. Just like a plant need motherfucking water. When you put it in the soil, it's a lot more things you have to do to make this thing bloom. It's a lot more care. It's a lot more intentionality. It's a lot of more devotion that's still needed to make this thing work. So when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to these journeys you must take, when it comes to your traumas, when it comes to all this emotional balancing, it's not something that's optional. We got to stop treating it like it's an option and make it a necessity. Just because it wasn't value, we have to reevaluate it. We have to make it important. Because if we don't, we also understand this: what you practice is what you become. If you practice not being emotional, you will never be that. You'll never be that. If you never practice communication, you will never learn it. If you never practice actually being open and expressive, you will never be that. None of this shit comes to you with age. Age ain't just giving you gifts. It don't give you those type of gifts. It gives you numbers. Oh, because you're 30 now, you're not gonna magically learn how to be a good partner. You got to practice that shit. And however long it take you to pass that class is when you'll graduate and get that diploma, a partner. You dig what I'm saying? We got to understand what the work is. This shit ain't aesthetic. It's mandatory. It's necessary. We don't have an option to choose that. Either you do this or be incomplete. It's only two doors to walk through. Either you do the work or you're going to be incomplete. And the interesting thing about this is you could be successfully incomplete. You can be the most famous person in the world to be incomplete. You can have all the money, all the hoes, all the world, all the cars, all the clothes, and be incomplete. That's the funny thing about life. Life will let you be successful doing the wrong thing. You can neglect yourself and still be successful. Hmm. Ain't that a bitch? And the moment I put emotion in the front and everything else comes behind that, I found peace. I understood how important that is. It don't take backseat to nothing. Nothing. Because no matter what, I'm going to show up as me. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be present. I'm not going to half-ass show up and be present for my life. I'm going to enjoy this. But the goal for me was the moment I actually opened the emotional side, it helped me understand the physical side even better. It made everything feel better. It made everything mean more. It actually gave my shit meaning. Yee. Yeah. Type shit. Ain't shit to it but to do it. I mean, that's cool. It's cool. But I get that 100%. But it's also the precedent wasn't to do it. It just became the new thing. So a lot of men were not privy to they wasn't privy to the ability to do it. It wasn't a real reality. Nigga, you crying? You showing emotion? Lame ass nigga? Yeah. That's how I grew up. Oh, you said what? You soft at, you feel me? And I grew up in the 90s. You did? And it was still that bad. I ain't talking about 70s, 80s. I ain't talking about your dad that taught you this. I ain't talking about your uncle, your granddad that taught you that. We have to understand the history to understand why we are where we are. None of this is by accident. We fucked up because we've been doing some fucked up shit for a long time. How do you find your safe space? Did you find it through passions or just fine? Yeah, in a safe space, I give you a easy way I found mine. Do I know it's gonna work 100% for you? I don't know, but I'll give you mine. If you get quiet enough and you talk to your inner child, they'll tell you exactly what they love to do. I do puzzles. I still do puzzles. I still got adult coloring books. I got all this shit because my inner child still needs to be played with. You still have to have fun. We are adults, but we still have an inner child that needs to have enjoyment too. You can't have him suffering, thinking that adulthood can overshadow what you actually want to do. And the things that bring you the most joy might not pay you no money. Me doing puzzles don't do nothing for nobody. I sit in my house and I do puzzles, but I enjoy that. It's something within me that enjoys it. You have to find that. You have to value that, and you have to give it attention. You have to give your inner child some attention. I know we grown as fuck right now. I know it's responsibilities, but you cannot be too busy for you. Or you start to do what? Pretend again. And then your inner child start hitting you with shit that you hit other people with. Damn, if you wanted to, you would. Your inner child start hitting you with the same shit you hit other people with. They want to talk to you, they would. Now, how you think it feel when your inner child start talking to you like that? If that nigga wanted to, he would. If she wanted to, she would. How you think your spirit feel about that? You see how fucked up that is? I'm just saying. I just want you to really pick up what I'm putting down and how important the frequency of this thing is. This shit is important. The emotional side is so much. It outweighs everything to me. Nothing outweighs it, because you don't get to show up complete without doing the work. Now you can fake it all you want to and show up to every place you want to incomplete and get all the laughs and giggles and get everybody good energy, whatever you want to do. What's up with it? Advice for putting yourself out there as an introvert who doesn't like going out solo. Okay. we have to firstly understand how strong our voices are and how much we what we speak over ourselves is what we are. So if you say you're an introvert, you will never actually prepare for the transition of going out, because in order to get a little salvation, you got to put yourself in a little danger. It's no joy without pain existing. That don't mean it's always gonna be pain, but you have to put yourself out there to get your joy. You have to put yourself in the position to receive pain as well. You can't just it's not one road that keeps you safe from the other. You hear me? You like I want you to hear what I'm saying. I'm really talking right now. You cannot do one without the other existing. So you'll forever be an introvert if you keep speaking that, and you don't prepare yourself to transition into your new season. Or if you neglect it, it's not one word that can describe a person. You are, or you tend to do the thing that serves you the most. You became an introvert because it was the most valuable to you. It served you the most, whatever it paid you in, whatever. But it gave you the best results. So you leaned into that more. But you have a piece of you that's an extrovert too. You just have to allow it to be. You have that. I don't want you to feel like you have to go out searching for anything that you need. Everything is internal. You just have to turn the light on. You ever cut the light off in your room and know what's still there? If I cut this light off, I know that bed, that mirror, I know that lamp over there. I know what's in my house, even when the lights are off. And only time I can see it is when I cut the lights on. But just because I cut it off don't mean it disappears. Just because you can't see something within yourself doesn't mean it disappears. It's still there. You got to cut the motherfucking light on so you can see what's still there. You can't be afraid to go in that room you ain't been in 10 years. You might have closed that door a long time ago because it was afraid. It was scary. But thing is, you only supposed to go in places when you're ready to use that place. Maybe it wasn't time for you to be an extrovert yet. Maybe it's your time now that you can function and you can actually use this thing. Hello. You don't give a Ferrari to a kid as their first car. You give them something that they can drive and learn how to drive. And then as you get better, you can upgrade. So certain emotions are not supposed to be tapped into yet. You're supposed to tap into them when you can use them. So understand this. Everything that you need is inside of you. It might not be accessible right now. And the moment you're supposed to do it, you got to take it. But don't you ever think that you're incomplete where it doesn't exist inside you. Everything you need is already there. It's already there. Only thing you can do is enhance it. You can add to it. You can learn. You can master it. But it's already there. The seed is already in the soil. The seed is already in the soil. Hey. And that again is why this emotional journey is so important, because it reassures you, it makes you more confident that even through struggle that you're gonna be okay. Even through all that, you're gonna be okay. What we talking about next? God damn me. I ain't seen no energy in the chat in a minute. Talk to me. Let me thought. Uh-huh. You can't. I think I love like when I discover these things, I be like, damn, that's crazy, because we're not taught to think that way, because we just taught the good side, but the good and bad need to exist for the other one. They're comparative energies. You dig what I'm saying? These are comparative. What book am I dropping? I'm dropping an ebook, and I'm also dropping a poetry book this year. My second poetry book this year. So I'm getting ready. I'm gonna probably drop that poetry book in the summer. How do you heal your inner self? Okay. Now you talking now. Now that's a good conversation. I healed my inner child by talking to him. And trauma, when it comes to the things you've been through, is not always about you. It's not always there. It's not always yours. Sometimes you need to give your trauma back to who it belongs to. You can read this book called It Didn't Start With You. Something, it's like ancestral trauma can be passed down in your genes type shit. But I don't want to go that deep. I'll let you read the book. I had to talk to my inner child and fill in some blanks that they had. Hello. Because when it came to me, I had to tell him, hey, mama didn't really mean that when she did this. But when we kids, we don't have enough intellectual property to process things in a grand scheme. So we just gonna say the family ain't working because of us. Mom and daddy broke up because of me. I lost my friends because of this. The family moved out because I was being bad in school. Kids are very good at making assumptions and internalizing that assumption, and that's where it becomes incomplete. So you might go into your journey and see your 12-year-old self crying about something. You just have to tell them what they're crying about. They don't know why. They don't, because they didn't have the space to know. So you're stuck. If you don't solve these things, it's bits and pieces of you that are stuck in the past, incomplete, confused. It's up to you to walk back through that journey and explain what it is. You don't, to heal yourself is to not forget, is to make clear what happened, to actually give context to it. So when I say healing, I didn't go back and tell my younger self, hey, that didn't happen. No, that happened because of this. I took the accountability and say, hey, that wasn't that when that happened. So you have to, and when I went back and talked to my younger self, I didn't talk to him as a parent. I talked to him, I got down to his level. I sat right next to him. What you crying about? Why mama leave? Okay, mama didn't leave. She just went out with her homegirls and something happened that was outside of mama power. She didn't know it was gonna hurt you like that. It's going back with the new perspective to explain to them. And you really got to be tapped in to know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you're not a frequency person, if you're not an energy person, if you don't really believe it, and none of it, you what I'm saying sound like motherfucking gibberish. Just saying. But to get what I'm saying, you really got to be on that. And how powerful what the fuck I just said was. Real deal. It changed your life. Add the link to the first poetry book. I got you. Mm, that was a good question. Do you find it harder to express yourself to a person you know or don't know? I don't give a fuck who it is. Like expression to me is not relegated to familiarity. It's not. I'm gonna tell the truth regardless. I'm gonna be what I am regardless. I'm not gonna be demonstrative. I'm not gonna be a bully with my reality. But I'm going to safely sit into it. I'm not. It's not about how much I know, because nothing I tell you can be twisted to hurt me. Once you heal these things and once you actually be present in your mind and your emotions, whatever I give you is what you tend to do. If you try to make it into a weapon, I'm just gonna cut you off because you can't hurt me with what I tell you. As soon as I meet somebody, you got 100% of my trust. I don't care. I don't hold on to trust as an asset. Trust ain't currency to me because that's level one shit. I'm not gonna play with that. I'm not gonna play that game to make you jump through hoops for me to trust you. So it ain't about how long I know you. It ain't about none of that. I'm just gonna give you the real information. That's it. It's not selective. It's a necessity type shit. Mm. Come on now. I'm talking to people. I read for real. I read that book maybe 2 years ago. Maybe yeah, it's about 2 years ago. Maybe three. Okay, that's a better way to put that question. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have you ever been lost in isolation? Like you become comfortable in it? Yep, maybe after a breakup or give. Yep, so there's steps. Okay, cool. Um, you can accidentally put yourself in the wrong type of isolation. Every version of isolation is not physical. It's a such thing as emotional isolation, which is what I think most people need. It's not the physical that's hurting. It's the emotional access to people to actually push your emotions around and change your mind about something. You just need to isolate yourself emotionally where you take that access to your emotional choices away. Sometimes physical isolation, that's a good thing to do. That's a great thing to do. But a person that's already lost, isolating themselves will not get them found. You have to be comfortable enough to understand what type of help you need. Isolation is talked about a lot, but it's not talked about in terms of the ways you can isolate and how sometimes isolation can be the biggest distraction to you, where you have to isolate in a healthy way. If you don't have the tools to build what you need and you go in isolation mode, you still fucked off. You ain't learned, you're not learning, and people think the process of isolation is the start of healing. No, no. Isolation won't heal it. It will just remove you from what's causing it. Now it's up to you to have the right things in place to make it make sense. This is a very important conversation. Not all isolation that you have to experience is physical. So have I got lost in that? I have. I'm telling you that because I have. I thought that was the result. Oh, let me isolate myself and do this. Sometimes you just need to take away the access that people have to your heart and your mind. You just can't have access to that. But I can be around. We can still do this. That way you can still live. You don't have to subject yourself to suffrage, healing. You see how backwards that is? Let me take myself away from everybody and still try to and be. No, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. You got to really understand what you need. You got to really learn how to prescribe what you're going through. And sometimes emotional isolation is better. Sometimes spiritual isolation is better than physical isolation. That's just the beginning. But a lot of people run to that one because that's the only option that they know. You got to learn, you got to open yourself up to what isolation really is. And didn't nobody fucking teach me this. This is something when I thought about it, I'm a puzzler. I like to challenge everything. I'm like, isolation. It don't always have to be physical. That doesn't make sense. What if I just have emotional isolation? I can still go to a party. I can still be present. I just ain't giving nobody in here the access to my emotions. That's cool. That's another way. But sometimes taking yourself away from energy and people, you need people. That can be more harm than good. So have I got lost? Yes, for sure. I'm telling you, if you don't have the tools to isolate properly, to do it in a healthy way, you're going to hurt your motherfucking self. Everything has a way to be done. If you don't know what you're doing, seek help. Get around somebody that can help you. That's why isolation can get scary, because it's been tricked and it's been dressed up as the healing thing. Isolation is not the heal. Isolation is just you stopping some. If I know that this motherfucking thing is swinging right here and I keep putting it, isolation is me moving from what's about to hit me. Healing, and I'm gonna give you the definition I have for healing too. While we here, since we might as well fucking talk about it. Healing does not occur until you see the same circumstance again and act differently. Understanding is what people think healing is. I understand what hurt me. I understand this. I learned this. You haven't fully healed until you see an opportunity to act the same and you choose to act differently. That's what healing is, moving differently through the same circumstances. You ain't healed just because you isolate yourself after a bad relationship. That's not healing. You don't know you're healed until you're in a relationship and you act differently than you did in your previous one. When it get a little bit associative, when it'll get a little bit close to what put you in that space, when it get a little scary, how do you act? You will know you healed with the way you react to things that put you in a space that could get you right back to where you were. So I like to really erase this nuance. It's a lot of work to be done. If you haven't picked that up, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of reteaching. It's a lot of retooling. It's a lot of reparadigming. It's a lot of reprogramming that needs to be done. That's why I'm going to be a therapist. That is, if you ain't figured it out, that's why I'm going to figure it out. That's why I got to meet with my mentor in February to really get on that path, because I think I have a new perspective that's going to save people's lives. Like dead ass. Like I joke a lot and I all that, but I really be dead ass when it comes to information. When it comes to this emotional journey, I don't play about it. I don't. And I also don't subscribe to everything that was taught. I'm an agitator. I shake shit up. I'm gonna investigate anything. I'm gonna investigate everything, because anything that's worth something can withstand the process of investigation. Hello. Every diamond that's worth something got to be tested. Because don't be fooled, because I can shape glass and make it look like a diamond too. Hello. I'm talking. Okay, I appreciate that. Little something. Real deal, because I have to. Because the shit that I'm talking about, it should not be new. This should be normal conversation. And I'm more worried that more people are not having conversations like this. More people are not talking about social media, emotions, love, peace. They're not talking about it in the way that I'm presenting it. That's why I don't listen to podcasts, because they all saying the same shit, trying to sound cool, trying to sound aesthetic. I don't care if what I give you don't sound cool. It's what you need. And I'm not here to be right. I'm here to give you another perspective. The only thing I'm giving you is different ways to see life. You can't go through life with one pair of glasses. Motherfucker, life will beat your motherfucking ass. And I'm gonna talk just like this when I'm a therapist. I'm gonna talk just like this because I'm not gonna dress it up for you and embarrass you and set you up for failure, sending you out here for life to whoop your motherfucking ass. Life ain't aesthetic. You can fake it all you want to. You can have all the nice shit, all this. You can go on all this shit. You can have all the fancy shit, all the friends, all this, all the money, all you want to. But the lessons in life, when they come to you, they're never gonna come in an aesthetic way. That shit gonna come in a horrible way. And if I don't prepare you, I failed. If we don't have these conversations that we're having right now, I failed. That's how serious I do. I don't do this shit because I get paid. I do this shit because I fucking care. I don't have to go live every motherfucking Monday. This is my spirit telling me, nah, nigga, gonna do that. Because I honestly want to see people transition through this hurt, actually enjoy this life. And the only thing I can do is give you what I know. Hello. And we can shoot the shit while we do that. When going through something, do you find it easier to vent to a close person of yours or to someone you don't know? It depends. It's all about the person's ears who's listening. It's less about, I want a person that knows how to listen. And listening is something that you have to do because listening has to exist before empathizing and sympathizing. You have to be able to put yourself in a space to listen outside of it. It's hard to find. Come on now. Come on now. So is it easier to vent to a close person or someone who you don't know? It's all about how they listen. And I stop talking to people when people start talking to me in things and they just giving me shit that don't have nothing to do with what I said. Don't give me no saying that you heard. You will know if someone's listening if they give you selective information that's based on your circumstance. If they tell you, oh, I went through that, they're not listening. They're comparing. Oh, I've been through that, so I'm gonna tell you this. That's not how you do it. That's not what listening is. Listening is not injecting your perspective into it. So I'm gonna tell y'all how this process really works. So you can understand when someone's actually not listening. Uh-oh. I keep it real. I keep it a bean. A lot of people not listening. They're waiting on the moment to talk. They're not listening. They're waiting on their moment to talk again. And I went through something real bad. And when I went through it, and the few people I did choose to open it up to gave me the most vanilla ass advice that I ever heard. I said, "Oh, you didn't hear nothing I said. You were just so eager to be valued, to have value, you end up being valueless. You were so eager to be valuable, you didn't listen to what I was saying. You just want to give something to give something." I get it. I get that too. But yeah, lame man, nigga, really. Come on now. Now the conversations that we have are not common because they're not easy conversations. They're not beautiful. They're not sexy. I haven't, nothing that I said can be done tonight. People don't want that real conversation. Nothing that I've said, nothing that ever, it's rare that I say something that can be implemented and applied that night. It's gonna take constant consideration, constant um devotion, constant presentation, constant work to make this thing work. I don't give you no short solutions. I don't have any for you because I wasn't raised with none. I haven't found one yet. I don't have no shortcuts to happiness. I have shortcuts to start the process to find what it's to find. I'm gonna kick your ass out the group. To find, I give you ways to start your journey. I don't complete your journey for you, and that's the type of therapist I'm going. I'm not gonna walk you through. I'm not gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna help you get around it, and I need you to do the work to find it. Then I can help you through that. If you're confused through that, then I got you. I'm not gonna hold your hand through that. How do you feel when trauma from your childhood? How do you deal with it? Huh. That's, you don't use deal 4 times. That's interesting. I'm just noticing a pattern. I pick up on patterns really quick. I'm just you say deal a lot. I don't want to draw an assumption, but that'll be a if I was in another bag, I would dive into that, but I'm not. Um I think I already answered that one though. How do you deal with how do you go through grief and still take care of yourself and your loved ones? I don't have a partner for kids or kids, so it's weird. I got you. Oh, I feel that. Um, Grief is different. What are we talking about? What type of grief? We talking about promotional grief? What type of grief? Like losing a person? Because I love words so much, I know how many ways they exist. So when you just say grief, that's almost like throwing a stone in the water. Like that's like throwing a stone in the ocean. So I want you to be more specific. What type of grief? So when people say I'm mad, what type of mad are you? Are you agitated? Are you disheveled? Are you disgruntled? Like I want you to be in that space where you can explore different ways. So when you say grief, my mind is too wide. So you gotta bring me into that. What type of grief are we talking about? I think I know, but I don't want to assume. Do you believe that we should always consider the source when it comes to taking advice, or that we should get solid advice from anyone, no matter? You want to, in that type of case, you want to give the chance for validity to exist from anybody. I'm gonna check the source of everything, but I don't discredit or give invaluability. Like I don't give the option for things not to have value without me investigating. So anybody can teach me. You can have value if it's valuable. I don't. So I'm gonna check my source every time. I don't believe nothing at face value, but I also don't disbelieve it either. If that makes sense. I'm. It's new to me. I'm gonna take it in and I'm going to investigate it, but I'm also in a neutral space where anybody can teach me. A toddler can tell me something that changed my whole motherfucking atmosphere. I used to talk to homeless people years ago, just when I was coming downtown before I moved here. I was talking to homeless people all the time, and they told me some of the most profound shit. And it's because I didn't make a separation between personnel and achievement in life to value. I didn't equate where you was in life to how much you can give me. I didn't equate where the decision that you made to you have actually having wisdom. Anybody, if you talk to a kid long enough, they'll tell you something. You're like, what the fuck? Uh, Anybody can teach me, but that don't mean I'm not gonna check your work. You ain't gonna write nothing. I'm gonna check everybody work, but I'm also gonna give everybody a chance to teach me. I'm teachable. I'm not green. I'm gonna investigate. So anybody can tell me anything. I can get value from anybody. Okay. Okay. I say deal to get more. Okay. Mm. Okay. 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 I feel that. I actually understand that. That makes total sense. Oh yeah, we everything has value. I don't dismiss it because I've already went through it. I'm a student of life. When you become a student, everything I don't get the topics that I come to y'all with without me sitting still and being taught. I can sit outside my window and just watch traffic, and so I'm like I'm always present. And I'm always in my classroom. Life can always teach me. Anybody can teach me something. But don't be afraid when I ask questions because I'm a question. Hey, that's interesting. I got a question. So don't just bring me something and think it won't be investigated. I'm not negligent with my curiosity. My curiosity will be tested every time. You're not gonna, nah, real damn deal. Damn, it's 9:45. Yay, shit. It's 9:45 already. We flying through this. Hey, I appreciate everybody that's tapping into and keeping these questions like this. Tonight is a real good one. This is we done had some conversation for real, for real. Um, how do you value yourself? I understand that I cannot be replicated, and I understand that my presence is needed and it's warranted, and I put it for a reason. So my value comes from a self search or a self understanding that The things I give and the way I think is different. I'm not gonna normalize my mindset. I'm not gonna normalize the way I love. I'm not gonna. Everything I do is special, and I don't want you in a place where you can't appreciate you because people around you are afraid to accept what they are. No, I value me. Hey, I value myself because I realize how special I am, and I'm devoted to finding out that what makes me special. I'm devoted to my journey of that. Of like what can I put out into this world? How can I make it better? How can I be a better me to shine light to lead other people? How can I be a porch light to other people? Hence why I got this yellow on. You dig what I'm saying? Opinion on people who have a talent but not the passion to truly turn it into something. Um, I don't even have to give you an opinion. I can give you a fact because I was that person a long time. I'm still that person sometimes because I'm so creative. I can't really monitor what's important. I don't know how to monetize me. It took T coming in saying, "Hey, you need to do this right here." I don't know how to monetize my creativity because I'm just creativity. So I struggle with actually putting things out because I create so much and then it don't have value. Like I got so many poems, like, oh, let me write a poetry book. I already got a poetry book already done. I just have to make that initiative. I have to make it mean something. But creativity within the essence of it is just what I like. I'm not good at making money. I'm not good at thinking money from my creativity. I'm not good at that. So I need other people around me to say, hey, bro, you need to put that, you need to do that. So that's one thing I struggle with is actually monetizing my creativity. I'm not good at that. Not good at all. And do you feel like development and growth go hand in hand? Nope. I think they go foot in hand. They way different. Them motherfuckers is way different. That's the same way you can have a 40-year-old that ain't learned the lesson they supposed to learn when they was 20. So you're 40 physically, you're 20 internally. Mentally, you're 20. So the lessons are different. You're gonna grow regardless. You're gonna live regardless. You're going to go through life regardless. If you do nothing, you're gonna age. That's what growth is. Development is actually search, it's amplification, it's actually doing the things, taking the test, pass or fail. So you have to take the test to earn the rewards. If you do not take the test, you're gonna grow regardless. Change is consistent. The only thing you can control is what you change into. So those two things are not synonymous. They are very, they are, to me, if you ask me, them two things are not associated. Can they coincide? Anything can come to a place where it's in synergy, but in their natural terms, they're two different words for a reason. Development is actually going through and actually being present, good or bad, through the trials it's going to take for you to learn to be you. Growth is going to happen regardless. Okay, cool. You ain't going to be a baby forever. If you do nothing, you're going to grow up. You're going to age. Time and implication, that's why maturity is not based on how old you are. Yee. This goddamn tea is on time. Every sip is just good. You need the ebook tonight. I'm gonna drop it next week. I gotta make my LLC. I gotta get everything. I gotta get some stepping stones before I drop it. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all one page. I'll see if it let me show y'all the page on here. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it right here. That's what we working with. That's the kind of vibe I'm coming with. I need to come with some charging. That's what I need to do. But you see the vibes. You see what we doing. So hold on. I'm gonna show y'all one or two. I'm gonna show y'all one page. You know what I'm saying? Just to show y'all the art style, just to show y'all how I'm really talking on this out. Let me see. I don't know yet. It's soon. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming. Like I'll give y'all one page in here. Like shit like this. Like I write that real shit. Like what is an influencer? Like I'm really yo. You see how I create shit like that vintage look to my shit. You see, you see. Yes, sir. It's gonna release very soon. Come on now. That's why collaboration is important. Do you feel like being loved by another person other than yourself is a drug? It depends on how much you depend on it. Anything is a drug. Anything can hurt you. Anything has the possibility. I told you, good and bad exist every time. The only thing that's different between good and bad is a choice. I can choose to let this love be demonstrative. I can choose to let this love be destructive. I can choose to let this love warp my personality of how I am for me. I can make this love that I'm receiving neglectful. I can make this love addictive. I can make this love unhealthy for me. It just depends. If you drink too much, if you drink enough water to kill you, even though you need that, you dig what I'm saying? Like you have to understand. So it's all about the intent. If I have a knife, I can cut your ass in half, or I can cut me a sandwich in half. I can be eating or I can be destroying. It really depends on your intentions. So loving by another person is a beautiful thing. But if you let that love be the precedence of your, if you let that love be the precedent or the validator of your existence, it becomes horrible. I'm only here because you love me. If you relegate love to that person, to only one person, you're going to destroy yourself. If you see, it's a very slippery slope if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know how to ski for real, you're going to fuck yourself up. Even though you did the right thing, you got into love and you tried it, you didn't go into it with the intent or the right tools to be successful. It's different. Trying and actually trying to succeed is different. You got to train this shit. You can't just jump and run a 10-mile fucking marathon. You can't. You got to build your body up to resistance. You got to build these things up to do it successfully. I'm not just talking about I'm not talking about fucking just experiencing these things. I'm talking about being comfortable through the traversing of these emotions. I want you to have fun through this shit, which is why the emotional for the front is so important. Why the emotional journey is so important, because the more you know emotionally, the more you can enjoy physically. Hmm? Damn. I have a 10-year reunion coming up. I'm getting my apartment. So, okay, okay, okay. Talk that talk. What type of apartment you getting? You getting some nice shit? What you getting? How can acknowledging and understanding the lessons learned from past relationship help you heal and prepare for it? Gotcha. That's great. That's great. So the way I look at it is this: it's it's always a failure if you don't take what you did right and what you did wrong for your relationships. You only learn your inventory about what's missing and what you gain. So let's segue this way. The lessons learned from past relationships to help you heal. You have to, one, you cannot be afraid of closure. You need it. Everybody need it. You can pretend like you don't, but you are creating sentences. You are creating spaces in your life that need answering. If you do not get closure, you are fucking yourself off. And that closure, everybody try to hit me with this. Oh, what if I ain't in the space to talk to them? That closure don't have to be today. It could be next year. It could be 6 months from now. It could be. People try to put in that rule, that justification. They try to make it so extreme so they don't have to do it. If you're an emotionally healthy person, if you want to be a good person and pay it forward, you give somebody closure. You have to, because if you don't give them closure, they will go into their next relationship expecting the answers from a person that did create the circumstances. Hello. So how fair is that? So you have to learn your lessons or you will regress, or all that was for nothing. If you don't learn, even through failure, if you don't learn what it was, even through failure, it's nothing. That's stupid. Like, oh, I'm gonna experience all this stuff and not learn. I'm not gonna take nothing from it. But you can't run from that accountability. I'm not just saying take the good shit. You gotta take the bad as well. Damn, I should have did this better. I should have expressed better. I should have picked a better partner. I shouldn't have picked based on such and such. I shouldn't have picked just based on vanity. I should have picked based on emotional fortitude. I shouldn't have picked based on easiness. I shouldn't have picked based on accessibility. I should have picked what I needed. But you don't know what you need until you investigate. I shouldn't have leaned so much into my wants. You got to find what you did wrong. Because for somebody to hurt you, you have to. you have to make a place for her to exist. You got to take into account if you choose the wrong partner, you have to say I should have chose better. You can't be afraid to take your lessons. You can't just take the good shit. That's not all right. You're gonna wonder why you keep experiencing the same person in a different body, because life will keep reteaching your motherfucking ass. Life will keep, okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep retesting your stupid ass because you're not taking the test, you're not taking the lessons with it. You want to be selective with your learning. You can't be selective. You gotta take everything. Mm. Talk to me then. We got 5 minutes to probably the last one. Um, Let me answer these two. Why do we run away from something good for something bad in terms of relationships? See, good and bad tends to be relative to what you're comfortable with. It's what good and bad it comes with. Like sometimes I'll run from something good because it requires more of me. It requires a better version that I either don't want to be or I'm not yet. So I'll run somewhere that doesn't require me to be as present as I need to be. So I'll run from this good situation to something that doesn't require me to actually have to execute, actually have to be better. So because sometimes good come with a lot of requirements. Sometimes bad don't come with a lot of requirements. Bad comes with an easier way to present myself. I ain't got to be healed to be in a bad situation. But being in a good situation is actually work. It's actually implementing what you've learned. It's actually showing up and actually being present. You can't pretend to be healed in a good place, because a good place will expose all the places that you're not healed. And you will fuck a good thing up if you got bad intentions. If you ain't healed already, it'll just take one apple to spoil the bunch. You heard that before, right? You will hurt somebody that's healed because your unhealed ass want to stay somewhere that you're not supposed to be yet. Hello, that's accountability though. So I'd rather you say you don't have what I need than have me walk around your store looking for something that's not there. Don't have me shopping in your store when you don't have what I need. But you only know what's not there if you've done the work to go down every hour that's within yourself to know, damn, I ain't got that. Don't have nobody searching for something that doesn't exist. So can I rationalize why people go to bad situations? I can. It's way easy to be bad. It's way easy to do less. Hello. It's way easier to be destructive than constructive. It's way easier to be passive than to be implementive. It's way more easier to do that. So good requires work. Hello. Ooh, I say these last two I'm gonna save for next Monday because these are fucking good. Those are some good ass fucking questions. But I don't even have the time to break it down like I would want to, because I got a hard stop. I got a hard boundary at 10 o'clock. Hard boundary. I had to establish that. I used to, when I first started going live, I go live at 2 in the morning because I just was enjoying helping people. I was just going, giving, giving, giving. Then I realized I ain't got nothing left for me. So I even have to do live. I had to create a boundary with this because I know I will keep doing this. I keep going. I go all fucking night. But I had to say nah. So what I'm gonna do, if y'all come back next week, please write that down. Please give me those next week, because you talk them two good ass questions. So we got 2 minutes. I'm gonna end this out. I'm the same way I end it every time. It's thank you. I appreciate y'all because you don't have to fucking do this. It's a choice, and the choice to be here, the choice to actually add to the conversation. This is beautiful. It always does something for me. It actually makes me want to keep doing this shit. Like, it means the world to me. Like, I show up with my, it give me a reason to wear a suit because I don't go nowhere. I got hella suit. I'm just gonna start wearing all my suits on Mental Monday type shit. Um, I appreciate y'all. Like, it's love. Like, don't let these are not just Monday conversations. These are tools that you can take and use them on a Tuesday. Use them on a Wednesday. When we come back next week, tell me, hey, I tried this, it didn't work. Let's tweak it. You gotta actually try. Everything you try is not gonna work. Every tactic you try for your life, you got to figure out what you need. You got to figure out what's wrong. You got to figure out, but you only gonna know these things by testing. So if I tell you something, try it out. You might got to tweak this, tweak that. But we gonna figure it the fuck out. We gonna do that. So I'm gonna catch y'all and be on the lookout for my ebook dropping very soon. And the tone of the book sounds just like this. It's a conversation. It's a conversation. You feel me? For those who didn't see it, I'm gonna run the title by y'all again. You did? Along. You know what I'm saying? The title, The Guide to Realistically Navigate the Avenues of Social Media. Real talk. This is real shit. I ain't trying to sell y'all no get rich quick scheme. I'm giving y'all shit that I wish somebody would have told me. And then if you need something more after the ebook, I will start to offer one-on-ones. Probably Q2 of the year. I'm gonna start doing that. Maybe in the summer, I'm gonna start having one-on-ones going on. So I'm gonna make it make sense, but I'm just really just trying to be available and be of service. So please be on the lookout for that. We got some shit going on. I promise you. Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. One type shit. It's 10. So I'll catch y'all next week. Thank y'all again.